So over this last weekend, we had a couple of back-to-back mass shootings, and it's on everybody's mind. Is this the sort of just seems like a constant trend now?
Mm-hmm.
How do you respond to that?
The main thing, there was a shooting in Dayton, a shooting in El Paso, and then a shooting in Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I don't think we ought to simply ritually denounce what absolutely everybody denounces,
Mm-hmm.
which is the shooting itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so nobody in public life or private life, no responsible person, thinks that it's a good idea to go into Walmart or go into a public place and shoot it up,
Mm-hmm.
kill a bunch of innocent people. So everybody denounces that, which means that the denunciation is basically, we can take that for granted. What we need to start denouncing is the immediate politicalization of these scenarios to get your bill through Congress. So when people started blaming President Trump, right out, this is your fault. I mean, there were mass shootings under Obama. You don't just wheel on the president and say you're responsible for this, or and even when there's a political issue that's right at the heart of this, which the pros and cons of gun control is a relevant political issue to this. But for crying out loud, let the bodies get cold before you before you start running there and yelling for the cameras. The thing that is it is monstrous when people take other lives like these shooters did, but it is also monstrous when people see
leverage there.
When they see leverage there and they start using it, they start using it to advance their presidential campaign. When they start never letting a crisis go to waste. Right? What they want to do, if the newspapers, if it bleeds, it leads, and so they're covering it, and they're gonna cover these shootings, and even they're gonna cover them very differently. So the guy in El Paso was apparently an anti-immigrant. He was targeting Hispanics, and it was plausible. You could plausibly say he might have had a white supremacist sort of thing going because he was targeting Hispanics. But the guy in Dayton was an Elizabeth Warren supporter. So if the guy in El Paso is on the right, the guy in Dayton is on the left. And when you see the coverage zero in on the one and not on the other, that's not news coverage. That's what they're doing is they're advancing a political agenda. So now, by all means, when we've had the funerals and the memorials are over, and we've got these mass shootings, then by all means, let's have an actual debate, okay? But the debate should be between those who say, we think that we could discourage such shootings by banning certain firearms. And the other side is saying, we think we can discourage such shootings by having a well-armed populace. Both sides agree. What do both sides agree on? They agree on that we don't want these shootings.
Right.
Everybody agrees on that. So when one party starts yelling as though the other party is defending the shootings itself, that tells you how fundamentally dishonest our public discourse has gotten. Now, if I'm in that Walmart in El Paso, and the shooting starts on the other end of the store, I'm not going to go back and hide in the produce saying, "Oh, I wish to God that they had just passed some appropriate legislation."
Right.
I'm going to be back there wishing I'd brought my gun.
Right.
I'm going to be wanting to be armed in a situation like that. And so I think that's a reasonable position to take. I can take that position without accusing the people who want gun control of wanting innocent people shot.
Right.
Right. I can say, I think that your proposal will be ineffectual. Chicago has got the strictest gun control laws ever, and they've got their murder central
Yeah.
in Chicago. So I think that your proposed policy will be ineffectual,
Yeah.
right? But I'm not going to accuse you of wanting dead children,
Right.
because you defend this ineffectual policy, and I would thank you to return the courtesy.
Yeah.